One of the delights of appearing at the live events at Trafalgar Square is that sometimes members of the public will bring along gifts, such as this. This is not just one traditional crane, it is multiple cranes, made at different sizes. In this video, I'm going to be teaching how to make the crane, include some folding tips that not only will help fold origami generally, but will ensure that you get an accurate crane. To do this, you'll need a square of paper. I'm using a piece of paper that is coloured one side and white on the other, but that's not necessary. So we begin, in my case, with colour side down, and the first fold is what's known as a book fold. So we need to take the edge of the paper, line it up with the paper below, so we're not seeing any white edges. So make sure both corners are aligned, and once you're in position, make an accurate crease. Unfold, rotate the paper, and we'll do the same fold in the other direction. So once again, aligning the edges so we're not seeing any white paper below. Once we're happy with the position, roll the finger down and right to left to create a sharp fold. Open out. We're now going to turn the paper over, and we're going to form a diagonal fold. So to do this accurately, we take the point over the point on the paper below and roll it across the point until we see no paper below. Place your finger on the point and then roll your other finger of your other hand down to create a little crease at the bottom. Hold the paper in place with your thumb, and then you can crease in both directions. And providing this has been lined up accurately at this point, then this point and this point will be accurately folded. Of course, it does mean your paper needs to be square for that to happen. Rotate the paper, and we're going to perform exactly the same fold in this direction. So once again, lining up so we're seeing no white paper below. When we're happy, hold the paper in position, roll the finger of your other hand down, create a little crease, hold in place with your thumb, crease and crease. Sharp creases are very valuable with most origami models. So we've done some pre-creasing here, and now turning the paper over, we can allow the next shape to form almost by itself. So we can see here it almost wants to do this already. So just let it fold in place. And the sharper the crease is, the easier this will be to perform. What we want to make sure is on the bottom that we are creating an accurate end at this point here, because that will help us later on. So reinforce your creases, and we're ready for the next step. So now making sure that our open side is to the bottom, I'm going to fold this edge to the center, and being very careful at this point to try to obtain the most accurate crease to the point that you can. And don't, when you fold at this point, don't allow this to overlap the center crease. So as accurate as we can at the bottom, line it up, and then do again. And a very sharp crease is very important here because we're pre-creasing for something we're going to do later. So then turn the paper round, and we're going to repeat the fold on this side. Again, try to make this as accurate as you can. Don't overlap. When you're happy that's the best you can get it, do a sharp crease. Then take this top section and fold it down at this point and do a sharp crease. Open out. We're now going to turn over and repeat the process on this side. So once again, make sure that you've got the open side here, open side to the bottom, and we're going to get again try to make this as accurate as possible at the bottom, allowing a little gap and then a sharp crease. Turn the paper around and repeat the other side. And as we did the other side, this section we're now going to fold down, sharp crease again. And now we're going to form what is commonly known as the bird base fold. This is almost a magical transforming fold, one of the classics in origami. To do this, we open the two flaps, and this is very important, along the line of this crease. We're going to take this top section only, just the top layer, and move it upwards, folding along the line of this crease. This is sometimes where mistakes are made when someone first folds a bird base. And the key to it is understanding the fold must be along this line. So take this section up. Now these two creases here, we've already made. We're just reforming them. The two creases at the top here, we already have the creases in place, but they're folded in the wrong direction. So we need to change the direction of the creases like this. And here we have the bird base shape. Turn over. I'm just going to reinforce this crease because we noted how important it was on the other side. Open the two flaps and top layer only along the line of this crease, allow the paper to transform. Change the direction of the creases. And we can see here the accuracy of the folding here is really important. In fact, I'm slightly out there. So once we're happy with these creases, reinforce. And there we have our completed bird base. Now the next stage of the model is we're going to thin this side. So I'm going to take, very important first of all, that our two open sides, this flap is solid, these two are open, is from the open side I'm folding, and I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to fold it to the center. But before we do, I'm going to explain a little important tip. We want to make sure this point is as accurate as possible. But when we fold the whole piece over, we don't want this edge too close to the center. We'll allow a little bit of space. It's what we generally call allowing for creep, because this will become apparent as we fold further steps of the model. And then we're going to turn it around and repeat on this side, once again, as accurate as you can at the bottom, but allowing a gap for creep there. Then we're going to turn over and repeat on this side. And you can almost line up the fold you've done from the layer below. And similarly on this side. And the more cranes you make, the more accurate you will be at creating this fold. Our next step is to deal with the head and also the tail of the model. So to do this, we're going to do some pre-creasing. We're going to take this flap and we're going to fold it up to an angle that is around about there. So there's no location point, it's around about there. And similarly on the other side, around about there. And then open out. And now we're going to do this transforming fold. This is almost a magical fold in itself. So we open out this little section and we take this piece here and we're going to change the center crease from what we call a valley fold, because it looks like a valley, to a mountain fold. So it forms a mountain shape. And along the crease we've just made, we allow the fold to collapse like this. Now we're going to repeat the same move on this side. So once again, remember we've got a valley fold at the moment. We're going to move this up to make it into a mountain. And the pre-creasing we did here really helps this process. So we're going to do a pre-crease for the head. And again, it's an arbitrary fold. Round about that much looks about right to me. I'm going to do a fold. Unfold. And then once again on the inside, similar process that we did for the neck. I'm going to take the head, I'm going to pop it down. So again, I'm changing now a mountain into a valley. But there's a couple of different approaches we can take for displaying. We can fold the wings down, like this. And another move we can make to make it even more 3D is to go inside these folds with our two thumbs and gently pull. And you'll see the top transforms as we gently pull, and it then gives you a 3D crane effect. And this is the traditional crane, a symbol of peace. And if you want to become ambitious, fold multiple cranes in different sizes to create this kind of effect.